All right, thanks again for joining us today. I think we had a little glitch there with the audio, but we should be back on track right now. As I mentioned before, my name is Charles, and I'm going to be leading this webinar here today. I'm joined today by Miss Brittany as well. You probably recognize her from if you've called in or talked to our heroes before. She's one of our big heroes here at UnitWise. And just to recap, we're going to be covering how to manage your business with UnitWise. And this is going to include everything from managing your customers, your consultants, creating invoices and sales receipts, managing your calendar, your inventory, and also your accounting with UnitWise. So there's a lot to cover, and we're going to dive right in here. Also want to point out we do have a UnitWise mobile app available for iPad and Android devices, and we also have a mobile site called uwnow.com. And these are great tools if you want to use UnitWise on the go. So if you're using a tablet, definitely download that mobile app for the iPad or Android devices. And if you're on a smartphone, you can also use the UnitWise mobile website, uwnow.com. It's got some of the same great features that you love on UnitWise. They're just optimized for those mobile devices. Okay, so just a few things here that we're going to be covering: customer tracking, inventory tracking, expense tracking, and the activities calendar. That's just kind of an overview of what this webinar is going to be covering today. And you'll notice on the little image here to the UnitWise account, it covers pretty much the first four sections of your UnitWise account. So when you log in, you'll see the Customers tab, the Activities tab, the Inventory tab, and then the Accounting tab. So for customer tracking, a few things we're going to go over is how you can sync your customers from InTouch, adding new customers manually in UnitWise, creating contact groups so you can create a group of customers for any variety of contact groups you may have. If you want to organize them by city or by certain products, however you want to do that, you can organize that in UnitWise. We also explain the differences between invoices and sales receipts in UnitWise, and also how you can receive payments, either by credit card online through UnitWise and the ProPay integration, or if you receive cash or check payments, you can also keep that up to date in your UnitWise account. As far as inventory tracking, you can search and add new products. We're linked up with InTouch, so you can view all of your Mary Kay products, edit your inventory that you have on hand, and also import your purchase orders over from InTouch directly, so you can always keep your inventory numbers up to date. As far as expense tracking, we have a chart of accounts. You can also add new accounts as you see fit. You can add expenses, add income, and also bulk add expenses if you're going to be adding lots of different expenses all at once. And for the activities calendar, you can create appointments, invite people to join those events, show it on your website as well, and also send out reminders for these events that you create. We also have a Google Calendar integration as well, so if you're already using services like Gmail, you can sync your Google Calendar with your UnitWise calendar to bring everything in one place. And just to point out, we also do have a referral contest going on. For every 4 referrals that you send for UnitWise, you will receive 1 month free for your UnitWise account. So if you like using UnitWise, you want to share it with your friends, go ahead and send out those referral emails that you can find in your account. I believe that should be in the settings and preferences section where you can send out those referral emails. All right. So that's just a quick little overview of what we're going to be getting into here today. Right now I'm on the dashboard of our UnitWise account. Again, the dashboard is like the home center for your operations. You can see a quick glance of everything you've got going on. You can see your upcoming tasks. You can see your open invoices. So you can see, who still needs to be paying you at this point. Inventory and sales numbers at a glance, and also upcoming calendar appointments, and even back orders and upcoming birthdays and anniversaries. You can customize this dashboard however you see fit. If you want to move some of these things around, you just click and drag them to move them from one spot to another. So you can organize it by whatever you're really looking to track most urgently. I'm going to move over here to the Customer Center, and this is going to be a a page that you're going to spend a lot of time on in UnitWise. There's so much information that's held in the customer center of your UnitWise account. Everything from contacts, customers, your team members, leads, adoptees, everything's going to be tracked right here in the customer center. Now, by default, it looks like we're looking at our active customer list here, as you can see on the left-hand side. But you can also change this if you want to just view your preferred customers, your skincare customers, things like that. You can customize that, or click on the address book, which is going to include everybody. So everybody from customers, contacts, team members, leads, they're all going to show up right here in the address book. And there's a little legend at the bottom if you need any help with that. To let you know what these labels mean. Like you'll see, like some people have a little black box, some people have a white box, and some people have an orange box next to their name. Those are all categorized over here on the left-hand side in the legend if you need a little help with that. Okay. So let's just take a look. I'm going to go back to our active customers here for a moment, and we'll take a look at one of these customers here. So when you click on their name, it's going to bring up all of this information about the person. You've got your main info, which is going to include primary information. You've got their first, last name, mailing address, all that good stuff. You see their mailing address down here. If they have multiple addresses, you can add additional addresses. We have our contact groups, so if you want to manually add them to one of your contact groups, you can select which contact groups you would like to add them to. And as we keep moving down, you can see more information about them as a customer. So you can see how long they've been a customer with you. You can select whether they're a preferred customer or not, if they're a skincare customer, the lead source, important dates like their date of birth, anniversary date, and their spouse birthday as well. So you can track all of that information right here on the main customer page. Now remember, to get here, all I did was from the customer center, we clicked on active customers, and then you just click on any one of these customers here within your account. You have one for Brittany here?
We do.
All right, now say I was looking for a particular customer. I've got Brittany Love here with me right now. We're going to take a look at Brittany's customer page. So for the main info, you see the first name, last name, email, all that good stuff we just took a look at. If you click on the Other Info tab, you can add other information. Like she doesn't have her spouse's information entered in here yet, but she could easily do that on this page. Add social networking information, sales preferences as well. So if this is a close friend or family member that you're always giving a certain discount to, you can apply a default discount to their orders.
Also, when you're tracking your personal use, your demo, donations, those type transactions, you can create a customer for them, and here you can set that discount to 50%.
Exactly.
Well.
So if you have a client in here, you're just going to create one called personal use, or you're going to give it your own name or whatever you want to do with that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then here you would set the discount. And that way when you're invoicing and pulling products off your shelf, you don't have to worry about constantly entering in discounts. It does it for you.
That's right. So once you have that default discount, it's going to automatically apply to every invoice or sales receipt that you create with UnitWise. And you can do the same thing for a sales tax amount. So if anybody has a separate sales tax rate for any reason, you can apply that as well. We have notes and descriptions. You can add a photo for this person, add an attachment. Now this can be any additional document that you need to add to this particular customer. You can upload the file directly from your computer right there, add any notes or descriptions for this person, and update the information within your account. We've also got a tab for their beauty profile, so you can enter information about their skincare needs, their skin type, things like that. You can update that in the beauty profile. For team building, so if this person becomes one of your recruits and joins your team, you can add all of that information here, such as when they were recruited, their interview history, all sorts of information can be added right here. And the sales tab is going to be a summary of all of their sales information with you. So it's going to be a history of all their invoices, their sales receipts, the payments they've made, if there's any credit history that they've been given, and you can also see if they have any credit cards on file with you. So that's just a quick little summary. If you need to find this person ordered a product a while back, you want to take a look through, see what invoices you have for this person. You click on that invoice and you'll be able to see the products that they purchased. So you see back here in August, this account, Brittany had some Nourishine lip gloss, other products like that. So you can easily go in here and view that information to stay up to date. Okay, so I'm going to pull her information back up here. We were looking at the sales tab. The next tab is the product history. So again, if you're looking for a product that this person has purchased in the past, just click on their product history, and it's going to pull up every product that you have sold them using your UnitWise invoices or UnitWise sales receipts. So it's going to automatically track all of that information for you as you create your invoices and receipts in UnitWise. We also have a tab for call notes, so you can record your conversations. We'll record notes from your conversations with this person. So you can add a title and a note itself. And when you click Save Note, that's going to be added here at the bottom. So you can add all these different notes, set up a follow-up date. So if you ran into this person recently and you had a conversation with them about their skincare needs, you can jot down your notes about that. Select the date that call or meeting happened, and then you can assign a follow-up date so you can be reminded to follow up with this person at a certain time. Now for activities, this is going to show all of the calendar events that you've created with this person. So in your UnitWise calendar, when you create an event, a party, a meeting, a skincare class, you can add this person to those events, and when you add them to the events, then they're going to automatically get that information is going to be added to their UnitWise account. So when you look at their customer information here, you'll be able to see their activity history as well. Then we also have email history. So you click on their emails button, and that's going to show all of the emails that you've sent this person directly through UnitWise. A lot of people don't know about that feature. You can simply click this little Create Email button right here next to their name to send this person an email directly through UnitWise. So if you have the email address entered here, it's going to automatically be entered into a subject line, add any attachments, write up your message, and send it directly from UnitWise.
And it doesn't just track personal emails you send them through their profile, but it also tracks their email marketing. So if you use the marketing features, you send them an email, those emails will also appear here.
Oh, that's right. One little thing at the top I didn't point out at the beginning here is that you've got these options at the top. One says convert to team member, one says deactivate customer, convert to contact, or just delete entirely. So if this person is a customer right now and they eventually become a team member of yours, all you have to do is click this convert to team member button, and they'll be changed in UnitWise from listed as a customer to being listed as one of your team members instead. Now, if you wanted to deactivate them as a customer, you can do that as well, so they're no longer listed in your active customer list, or you can also convert them to a contact. Now, a contact is somebody that's neither a customer nor a team member of yours. It's just strictly somebody who you want to have their contact information in your account, and really nothing more. So it's like your online address book for that person. Now on the right-hand side, you'll see that on the View and the Action tab, we've got a handful of different buttons that you can click on here. So you'll see we've got in the legend, we've got little notes for all of these. For one, the N is the call notes, so you can go directly to the call notes for this person. So you just met this person, you just had a call with this person, you want to jot down a few things from that. Just click on that N for call notes. A is activity, so you can view all of their activity history with you. And the H is their sales history, so you can view all of their invoices, sales receipts, and information that they've got with you through UnitWise there. Now in the action column, we've also got these three buttons here. We have I for invoice, so you can create an invoice. R for receipt, for creating a sales receipt for this person. Or P for receiving payment. Now, obviously, you're going to want to first start with either an invoice or a sales receipt, and then if the invoice is still unpaid, then at the end you can go in separately and receive payment on that. Common question we get, especially early on with UnitWise, is what is the difference between an invoice and a sales receipt? And the short answer is this. If somebody's getting a product from you and they're not paying you right away, then create an invoice for that. But with a sales receipt, then you're recording the transaction of the product and also the payment for that product all in one transaction. So it really saves time to do the sales receipts rather than the invoices. But of course, everybody's business operates a little differently. Sometimes you're giving out these products and they don't always pay you at that time. And if that's the case, then you can use the invoice option instead of the receipt.
Also with the invoice, so you have a customer who's making a payment using multiple methods. So she's going to pay some with cash, some with a credit card. You would want to use an invoice, and that way you could apply the separate payments as well.
Right. That's right. So I'm just going to use this as an example here. Let's say that Brittany's going to buy some new products here today, and she's going to be paying for those up front. When we click on that R button, it's going to pull up the sales receipt. So you see we've already got Brittany's information up here. She's already listed as our customer. And the sale type, it's automatically selected as being a reorder, but you can change that if you like. If this is a purchase she made at a class, a show, through your website, or different sale types there, you can select that. And you can also add accomplishments. So if you want to add this information to your weekly accomplishments, you can set up this information as well. Now, the customer delivery services, that would primarily be for website orders. If you're going to be using the CDS option with the Mary Kay website to ship that to the person, you can select that option there. Now, for creating an automatic task, this is for follow-up tasks for this person. So if you want to create an automatic follow-up task for this sales receipt, you can leave that checked. Otherwise, you can uncheck it. Over here we have the sale date, so by default it's selected as today. You can change that if you need to. And then down here we have product details. Now the quickest way to enter a product is to just start typing. You can just start typing the name of the product that you want to sell this person, or you can start typing the part number for that product.
And you can also add products by going to the top and clicking on the H beside the customer's name, and that shows their product history. So if you don't know what foundation or lip gloss they purchased last time, you can see and easily add it to an invoice and reorder.
So let's go ahead and add this lip gloss to this particular purchase. You okay with that, Brittany?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so we've gone ahead and added that to the order. And it's going to automatically add the standard gift with purchase option that we've already customized in the settings for UnitWise. We also have the option of searching and adding products, or adding products that you've labeled as a hot seller. So if you have certain products that you just can't keep on your shelves, you're just always selling those products, you can select them as being a hot seller. And so we have a short list in our account that we've labeled as hot sellers, so you can easily add those to your orders, or you can click search and add products. If you don't quite remember the exact name of the product, you can search by category. If it's a skincare product, you can narrow it down even further. If it's a lash primer, but you can remember the exact name, gel, all sorts of things here. You can customize those by searching them and then adding them to the order. Now here we've got the standard sale type as being a sale. You have the quantity that you're selling here as well. It's going to also show you the quantity on hand for this particular item, and also the price. If you're going to have any sales discounts, you can discount each product at a percentage rate. And that's going to bring you to your total here on the right-hand side. Now in the for column, this is an interesting feature here. So this is actually a way to assign a product to somebody other than the person that's buying it. So what that is useful for is for people that are buying products for somebody else. So let's say Brittany is she's not buying one of these products for her, she's buying it as a gift for a family member or something like that. You can simply type in that person's name, and it's going to search through your list of contacts there, and you can assign it to somebody else. So the person they're buying it for gets the product history, while Brittany is going to be getting that in her sales history with UnitWise. So it's still all going to be billed to Brittany and everything. We're just able to assign the product to somebody else, so that's going to be in their product history.
And this is going to be great, especially with the holidays right around the corner.
That's right.
And since it's in their product history, they call and say, hey, I got this great lip gloss, don't remember the color. You can always go back and look.
That's right. All right. At the bottom here, we've got the option of adding notes for the customer. So if you had anything specific you needed to let them know about this particular order, you can jot down these notes, and those are going to appear on the invoice itself when you email it or print it off. Now the memo, this is just for you. It's not going to be printed on the sales receipt or anything like that. It's just a note for you about this particular order. So if you wanted to note, a little information about, who she was buying the product for, what the occasion was, things like that, you could jot down that information as well. Now we've got the totals over here. By default, we've got the subtotal. You can add any shipping and handling cost if you had any of those for any reason. The sales tax is going to be generated by default based on your settings and preferences. And you also have the option of adding a discount here on the total. So you can choose to either have a percentage discount or a flat dollar amount discount on this particular order. Or, of course, if there's no discount, you can leave it as is. So we've got the total and we've got the amount payable here. Since it's a sales receipt, we're going to be paying it all up front. And then the payment type, you can select either check, cash, or credit card. And we also have the option of processed credit card. The difference between credit card and processed credit card is if you choose credit card, it's going to actually charge their credit card right now. However, if you choose the processed credit card, what you're saying is this person has already paid for this via your website or any other payment processing setup that you already have going on. So if they've already paid for it and you just want to record the sale in your account, you can select the processed credit card option. However, if you want to charge this person right now, all you have to do is click on the credit card option, and if they have a credit card saved with you already via the ProPay integration, you can select that from this drop-down. But this person, it looks like we don't have a credit card on file for them yet. You can click the Add Credit Card button. So here we're just going to go through the standard credit card information, the name on the card, the type of card, card number, expiration date, and the billing address. So once you add all of that information and click Save Payment Data, that card is going to be saved to their account, and it's all going to be saved via ProPay, but it will be available within your UnitWise account. So the next time this person orders with you, you just select their credit card, verify the charge amount. It's going to calculate the ProPay fees for this transaction, and then you can select where you want this to be deposited to. Now this is, again, the deposit is just for record-keeping purposes. It's going to be going to your ProPay account. This is just a way to account for that in your UnitWise account as well. So at the end here, we can click Save, or Save and Print, or Save and Email if you wanted to send this to the client as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Email here.
The other thing with credit cards, you can store as many credit cards on a customer's account as you'd like, and it's completely secure, so you don't have to worry about your credit card being compromised or anything. It's completely secure.
That's true, yes. As we mentioned about the ProPay integration, we've built UnitWise working with ProPay so that when you enter a credit card information, it's not actually being saved just in UnitWise. It's going directly to your ProPay account, who is obviously a secured method of handling these types of transactions. So here I click Save an Email, and right now it's got the email all ready to go here. It's saying where it's coming from, where it's going to, the subject of the email. You can customize all of this. And we do have a default email here already. It says, hey, your sales receipt is attached. Thanks for your business. And you can customize this, add anything else you'd like to add. and send it off. Once you click send, they'll get that email. So I'm going to go ahead and, we don't need to send this necessarily right now, but the sales receipt has now been saved. You can view all of the details from this. And up here at the top, we also do have an option to void it if for any reason you need to cancel this. So we have print, email, and also copy as. So if this person comes through again and they make this exact order, you can simply copy this invoice or sales receipt and say you're copying it as an invoice or a sales receipt.
Also, if they made a mistake and wanted to add a different product, you can do the copy as, fix it, and it copies everything, fix it, and then save that and come back and void this one later.
There you go.
Makes
so, yeah.
Really easy.
Good call. All right. So that's a quick little summary of, the Customer Center. We talked a little bit about how you can import and sync with InTouch. And that option is up here at the very top. There's an import/sync button. You can import contacts, customers, and team members, but really the best way of updating information is by syncing it with your InTouch account. So if you click on this sync button and then sync new InTouch customers, you can set up your merge information here, and so you can select how you want to merge the information based on email, last name, and first name, and then click Sync InTouch Customers. What it's going to do is it's going to go check your InTouch account, and anybody that's been added to your InTouch account that's not yet listed in UnitWise is going to automatically be brought over into your UnitWise account. So you don't have to worry about double adding information. You just add, we suggest that you first add them to your InTouch account and then import them or sync them into UnitWise. So that way you don't have to worry about adding them in UnitWise, then adding them in InTouch, or vice versa. All you have to do is just you add them on your InTouch account, keep all that information up to date, and then in UnitWise, you go over here, sync new InTouch customers or sync new InTouch consultants. We also have a sync process for InTouch anniversaries and InTouch birthdays. Now, these are 4 different reports that would need to be done individually. So once you verify the merge information, you click Sync InTouch Customers or Consultants. This information is going to automatically come over into your UnitWise account.
One other thing, though, is the bulk edit feature. This is great, especially when you're updating customers. Specifically, we wanted to show which ones were your preferred customers who are participating in your PCP. So you could just choose an active customer list or your address book, and then you can just update the yes and no's for their status. Again, the most common use for this is updating PCP customers.
All right, so as you see here on the left-hand side, you've got the names of everybody here in your address book, or you can narrow that list here by changing the contact group. You can change whether or not they're a customer, whether or not they're a preferred customer, preferred hostess, all this other information here. And you can also opt them out of emails or text messages as well. So if anybody lets you know they don't want to receive any email marketing messages from you, you can opt them out there, or opt them out of text messaging if you're using our text blast feature. All right. So that's a quick little summary of the Customer Center. Would like to point out we do offer postage as well through UnitWise. We've partnered with Dymo and Disha, so you can actually purchase and print postage directly through your UnitWise account. We do have plenty of videos on the subject, and we can't really get into every possible feature with this webinar, but it is definitely worth a look into if you're making a lot of trips to the post office. You want to cut down on all the work you're putting into that. You can simply add your recipient information, print off the postage, select the package, weight, and print everything off online directly from your UnitWise account. So that's a great feature to look into, the postage feature with UnitWise. You can always give us a call or email us about that after the webinar. We'd be more than happy to talk with you about that.
The great thing with the postage, too, is you just print it right on standard computer paper and tape it to the box. No special printers, scales, anything like that is needed.
That's
Labels.
true. That's honestly, it's really unheard of to offer something like that at no extra cost to you other than the cost of the postage itself.
Right.
It's nothing extra you have to sign up for. Most of postage products are going to try to make you buy or rent their machine and their scales and all this stuff. But with UnitWise, you just simply enter the weight of the information, where it's going, and you can print it off directly from your computer. No special printers, no special paper, just standard equipment. So take a look at the calendar here in the activities column. So we look at activities. You can see the calendar. By default, we're looking at the month right now. You can see we've got a few different events coming up here. Some of those are follow-ups. You can filter this calendar by viewing appointments only, calls, parties, tasks, etc. So if you wanted to add a new event to your calendar, you just click on the date that this activity is going to be taking place, and you can say this is you can say what the appointment is. Say it's going to be a meeting with Franklin on this particular date. So I'm going to go ahead and create the event. And when I click on the event here, I can click on Edit Event and Details. By default, this was created as an appointment. You can change this to being a call, a task, however you want to classify this. And you can specify when it's going to be taking place. So right now it says all day. If you want to specify what time exactly, you can do that as well. So let's say this is going to be 3 o'clock p.m. set. And it's going to go until 4 o'clock. So, all right, so we've got the what the meeting is, when it's going to take place, and we can say where it's going to be taking place. You can say, you can be very general with this, or you can give an actual location. So if you just want to say, the office or your training center, whatever the location may be, you can add a description for what you're going to be covering at this particular activity, and you can select whether this event repeats. So if you've got a weekly meeting, every other week, things like that, you can set up repeating options in your UnitWise calendar as well. So if this is something that happens every week, every month, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can set that up here. Now for add invitees, what you can do is you can actually add people from within your UnitWise account. Say that we're going to add Brittany to this. Okay. Gotcha.
You'll want to make sure that you have the email address provided. That way they get the email notification.
That's right. So you can select to send the invitee email now. And you can also add attachments to this event as well. If this is an appointment with one of your customers, if this is a special appointment that you're having, you can enter a customer's name here. Select if you want this activity to show up on your website, and you can select the purpose of the event as well.
Also with the appointment with, if it is a party, this is where you can enter in the hostess name. And that way you can connect the hostess and the party to specific invoices, and that helps with your weekly accomplishment sheets too.
Yeah. So you definitely add the purpose of the event, and you can also customize the color code for your calendar as well. So I'm just going to change this one here. We've got that. And you can also add reminders. So you can set up email or text message reminders for this person, for you, either 10 minutes before, a few hours before, however often you want to have these reminders. Now, an email would obviously be an email to you. A pop-up reminder would be a reminder that would come up on the screen if you have UnitWise open at that time. So you can change this to, let's say I'll have an email 10 minutes before, I'll have an email 1 day before, just to remind me of this particular appointment. So once you have those set up, then you can click Save, and that event is going to be added to your calendar. So I'll go ahead and click Save here. I've got 3 p.m. meeting with Franklin. There's all sorts of other things you can do here with the calendar. We've talked about syncing from Google. If you've got a Google account, you can click on this option. and it will ask you to verify, that it's connected with Google. You sign into your account, and you can sync over your appointments. To view your website, you can click on this this option here to view the calendar on your website. Well, this is the main website page, but there should be a page on here as well for your upcoming activities.
Right. You also in this box you can type in upcoming events to search for the page. So calendar events.
A calendar. There we go. Right, so it looks like most of the activities that we have right now have not been listed to show on the website, but this is the actual calendar page on your website if you wanted to provide information for that. So they could simply click on the event, see a little information about it. So if you've got parties, weekly training sessions that you want people to know about, definitely create those activities, share them on your website. And that just becomes one more way that your website is becoming, a central hub of information for your unit to go to, so that they can, find information about what's going on with your business. Now, as you can see, we've kind of divided things up here. Appointments, calls, parties, family time, tasks, and notes. So that's just a quick little summary of that information. I'm going to jump over in the inventory section here. And by default, on the inventory section, you can see we've got all these different categories of products. View all the different categories, view all the different products, and you got a little picture here so you can help identify each item. So you can customize all of this information if you wanted to make it a hot seller, create your own product collections, things like that. But one of the most important things that you're going to be doing in UnitWise is going to be using the bulk edit feature of this inventory page. So you see we've got the bulk edit here. We looked at the customer bulk edit earlier. We also have a bulk edit option for inventory. And what this is most useful for is for making sure that your quantity on hand is correct for each of these products. Now, this is indeed the bulk edit section. You can edit anything about this order. If you need to change a product name, if you need to change the lot size or a certain discount amount for a certain product, you can change that. Again, you're not really going to want to change a lot of this information. The main thing that you're going to want to focus on is the quantity on hand. And for each of these, you can simply double-click on the quantity on hand, change it, and we've moved on. So you just scroll through here, change your quantity on hand, click out of it, and it's automatically saved. You can search products using the search option at the top here if you need to locate a particular section, a product, if you want to view Section 1, Section 2 products, or filter it by category. You can do that to get a more narrow view. Right now we're just looking at all Section 1 products here.
My favorite feature about this is the reorder level. So I can set what I want on my shelf and then run a report later to see if my reorder levels match my quantity on hand, and if they don't, then I know based on my reorder levels how many of a specific product I need to order later.
That's right, and just to reiterate what Brittany's hitting on here with that reorder level, for each product, what you're doing is you're assigning the ideal amount of a product that you want to always have on hand. So for particular products, you may want to have 5 or 6 of a certain product on hand. For other products, you may need to have 10 to 15 products on hand. It all depends. So you can customize this yourself. Just double-click on the reorder level, change the number. If I need, let's say 2 of these on hand. If you want to have, this is a particular sampler, you want to make sure you have about 20 of those on hand. You can update that so that you can always know. You can run a report from the report section to let you know where you're short. So what it's going to do is it's going to compare the quantity on hand to your reorder level. All right. Now we've also got hot sellers here. We talked about hot sellers a little bit earlier. These are products that you can't keep them on your shelves. They're just always selling out. They're just an incredibly popular product for you. All you have to do is just go in here, click on this X, change it to a check mark, and that'll be a way for you to mark which products for you are hot sellers in your account. And we can also change whether they're an active product or an inactive product. Again, we try to keep this information up to date from UnitWise, but you can manually change it as well. Now, another thing that you're going to need to be doing in your UnitWise inventory section is bringing over your purchase orders from Mary Kay. And we've made that process as easy as possible. And you can do that by going to Inventory, Order from MK, and then click Create Purchase Order. As you can see on this page, we've got a little process kind of summarized here where it says, the first step is you create the order, then you confirm the order, and then thirdly, you will receive the products. So first step is creating a purchase order. So first, you give it a title for the subject of the order, the particular name for this, or you just want to put the date down there, that's fine too. Select the order date, and then you can add a description, a reference number, all sorts of information there. And we have the option of you doing it line by line, but what's really going to save you a lot of time is using this Import from InTouch button here at the bottom. Now when you click on Import from InTouch, it's going to give you a quick little summary of how this process is going to work. So basically, in another tab, go into your InTouch account. You click on the Shipped button for a particular order that's already been shipped to you. And when you click on the Shipped button, it's going to take you to the order page, and you can copy the URL of that page. As you see here, it's the http://applications.marykayintouch.com. It's going to have all your order information on that particular URL. So when you go in there into your InTouch account, you click on the order, you click on the Shipped button, copy the URL of that page, and just come right over, paste it in here, and then click Import Products. And what it's going to do is it's going to populate all of the products from that particular order onto your purchase order right here. I'm going to head back and take a look at one of the purchase orders that we've already got created in here so that we can take a look at an example of one.
And the great thing with the purchase order is you can import your orders from the past 45 days because that's the ones that are available in InTouch. But anything after, you can manually enter. You don't have to worry about forgetting those. Or say you purchase from a consultant, you can create a purchase order to get those products into your inventory. Even though you didn't get them from InTouch, you can still account for those products.
All right. And so here we've got one of the orders that we've already created here in our account. You see the product details, the quantity that was ordered, the price, and the total amount. You see your total shipping and handling, all that good stuff. It's already been calculated for you here by default. And once you have this created, the next step is to actually receive the products after the order has been confirmed. So you click on the Receive Products button, and what that's going to do is it's going to actually add those to your UnitWise inventory. So here it's going to give you an option if for any reason you don't receive all of it at the same time. You can come in here and say how many have been received. If you only received 6 of these, but everything else was normal, you could go in here and actually type in the quantity that you received as compared to the quantity that was ordered. Otherwise, if you received everything as requested, just click on the Receive All and Save button at the bottom, and that's going to say that these have all been received, and they're all going to be added to your UnitWise inventory levels. All right. So now that those have been received, those should now be reflected in our products, in our quantity on hand, and all that good stuff. So that's a quick little summary of this process. Again, there's more to it than that, but again, we don't want to bore you to tears with this one particular webinar. You can always contact us after the webinar, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd be happy to go over any of this information in a little more detail. Now with the products, you'll notice here in the inventory section, we do have options for you to do loan and borrows. If you're loaning out products, borrowing products from other consultants, you can do that. If you're running exchanges or replacements, you can do that in UnitWise as well, and also track your back orders. So that will be products that you've listed as being sold on UnitWise, but according to the quantity on hand, you were out of that product. So those products will be listed on your back orders.
The back orders is completely optional too to track. You don't, and UnitWise have to track your back orders. That's just an option that's there for you.
That's true. Definitely worth noting that. The last section we're going to be going over today is going to be the account section. And when you first come to the account section, it's going to bring up the chart of accounts, the overall chart of accounts of all of your bank accounts that you've added in here, all of your income accounts that have been added, and also your expense accounts. Now this is our test account here. We have an awful lot of accounts that have been created in this account. A lot of things, we do provide certain bank accounts, income, and expense accounts by default, but the great thing about UnitWise is that you can add your own. So you can add other income accounts, other expense accounts, other bank accounts, all sorts of information. You can add it here just by clicking this Add New Account button. So you can select whether this is a balance sheet account, if it's a cash, bank, or credit card account, or if it's an income or an expense. So if you've got other forms of income you want to track here, if you have additional expenses that you want to track, you can simply add those to your UnitWise account by doing this.
The one thing to note here are these are just accounts for you to manage in your UnitWise. They are not linked with your actual bank account. This is just a way for you to keep track of all of your accounts without actually being logged into your actual bank account.
That's true. This is primarily built as being a great place for you to do all of your record keeping for your income and expenses, and also have a general idea as to what's going on with your bank and credit card accounts, things like that. So for each bank account, income account, or expense account, you're going to have these options over here on the right. You can view your transactions. You can use these little icons to simply view them. Or the second one, which is edit. So if you wanted to change any of this information or delete anything here, you can do that as well. So you can see we've got all of these income accounts, all of these expense accounts. And over here on the right, we've got a handful of quick links that you can do. So if you wanted to create a new list, view your expenses, make any sort of transfer, you can do all of that from this side here. Now we mentioned expenses a little bit earlier. There's going to be a lot of expenses for your business, a lot of things that you can write off at the end of the year. It's very important to make sure that you add, you're keeping records of all of that, so that at the end of the year you can run a report, view all those expenses, and make some deductions on your tax return. So we've got the Add Expense button here if you want to add an individual expense. Or you can do our bulk add expense option as well. So this is useful if you have a payment that's split several ways. You can add that, select the payee, who the money's going to, and whether or not this is a repeating transaction. So if you want to track your monthly payments that are made, you can simply select how often it repeats and where that money is going. The bulk add expenses option is quite a time saver for this if you have a handful of expenses that you need to be adding. So the first thing here, it's asking the account that you want to add this to. So let's say this particular expense is a charity. Let's say you're donating some money to a charity here. You can select the date that occurred, the type of transaction, whether this is cash, check, debit card, or credit card, and then select where it's coming from. So you have a few different income accounts here that you want to place it from. Let's say this is coming from undeposited funds, and you can select a payee. Now the payee would need to be added in your account already. Okay, let's say UnitWise is actually listed here. It's not exactly a charity, but let's change this to some sort of office expense. All right, so even if you want to record your payments to UnitWise, your cost of the subscription, it is indeed a deductible expense for your business. It's money that you're spending to promote your business. You can add a reference number, a memo, and also the amount. So let's say this was the $24.95. And click Save Expenses. You can simply click Add Row to add multiple expenses here. So once you've added, the expenses that you want to add, you just click the Save Expenses button, and they've automatically been saved to your account. So there's lots of different things you can do here. Expenses, you've got your bank information, add different payees. You can even write off your trip logs here as well. So if you're going to one of the career conferences, you're going to leadership, you're going to a seminar, you want to deduct those miles, you can easily do that using the trip logs option here. You click on the Add Trip button, give the title of the trip, and you can go by either odometer readings or number of miles. And then you can select the vehicle that you're driving. So you've got the vehicle, starting point, destination, reason for the trip, and save it in your account. And at the end of the year, you can run a report to see how many miles you drove for business purposes. So you can also write that off at the end of the year. So much that can be done in your UnitWise account. We're just hitting a tip of it today in this webinar. Again, I don't want to overload you too much with too much information. We are always available via phone, email, and online chat if you have anything else you want to discuss with us today. But that's a quick little summary of these 4 sections here. We've hit the customers, activities, inventory, and accounting in UnitWise. There's a lot you can do with all of this, and we'd love to help you each step of the way. Is there something else you'd like to add, Brittany?
Absolutely. Just if you have questions about anything in particular, like you mentioned before, we just went over the basics today, but if you have anything specific you need help with or just want to know the program offers it, definitely let us know. We're happy to walk you through it, especially with the holidays around the corner, tax time right around the corner. There's a lot that this program can offer you, so just let us know how we can help.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks again so much for joining us today. I believe our next webinar is going to be about 2 weeks from now. We're going to actually be talking about some holiday promotions, some things you can do for the holidays with UnitWise. So definitely check that out. You can sign up on the webinars tab at unitwise.com. We'll pull that up here. So we've got our UnitWise page here. If you click on the live training button, you can see our upcoming webinars. So you can sign up for those, tell your friends, and get set up with that.
And if you're active on social media, be sure to go to Facebook and like UnitWise. We keep everyone up to date with all the webinars, additional features, all kinds of stuff like that. So check us out on Facebook.
That's right. Check it out. If there's nothing else, we'd like to thank everybody for attending today. Really appreciate you joining us today, and have a great day.